Have you ever wondered how some dads have ironclad willpower and don't struggle keeping up with their kids? David never used to be this guy. In fact, 6 months before, he was this guy. He transformed by following the steps I'm sharing with you in this video. But what about you? What kind of dad could you be if you stop the habits that are ruining your energy and mood and instead focus on the ones that will make you fitter than most 20-year-olds? Let's go through how you can do that and what will be easy when you get into the right mindset. So in this video, I'm going to tell you why getting lean is the best thing you can do for your kids. I'll give you 3 habits that you need to follow and a simple question that will change your mindset so these habits actually stick even if you've tried and failed before. But you're probably wondering if you have to spend hours in the gym and go on an extreme diet. That's not realistic with a family and won't make you a better dad. In fact, Simon here did this by training at home 3 times a week for 30 minutes, going out for family meals, eating his son's birthday cake and going out for drinks with his friends. So why is getting lean the best thing you can do for your kids? I'd gained over a stone since my son was born and I didn't wipe the steam off the mirror after the shower, so I didn't have to look at myself. My self-esteem wasn't great, but 3 months later, after following the habits I'll share with you shortly, I felt like a new person. I had more energy, more patience and more self-esteem. So while being leaner will make you a better dad, it's not directly because you're leaner, because just getting liposuction won't change you as a person. The habits you have to follow to get leaner, to build your self-esteem, they make you like yourself more, and then you'll be a happier person in the world. There's a quote by Maya Angelou that says, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." By embodying the habits that'll make you leaner, you'll have the capacity to be a better dad, and that will mean that you make your kids feel safe, loved and happier, and ultimately that's going to be what they remember. Now, let's get into the habits. The problem most parents have are grandparents. Don't get me wrong, my in-laws and my parents are amazing grandparents, but they are desperate to give grandkids any instant joy they can. And when Bo was 3, my mother-in-law saw the perfect opportunity. She was eating Maltesers and thinking they taste great and that Bo should try them because he will love them. Which of course, any 3-year-old would love honeycomb coated in chocolate. We said no, Granny said just one, and we said you deal with the consequences. Bo had one and went absolutely loopy, pulling books off the table, jumping on the back of the sofa. Now, Katie and I don't feed our kids sweets. They have these organic gingerbread men which are not that sugary and most adults think they taste like cardboard. So Maltesers for Bo are pretty wild. Now adults are just big kids with more developed brains. The difference between a toddler and a dad is that the dad is more rational and can handle their emotions better. Well, most of the time. But we still go through the same physiological reaction that kids go through. So you know your kids act better eating healthy foods. Apple, broccoli, chicken breast, veg, lean meats, grains and the like. So that's habit number 1. Eating foods that won't send your toddler crazy. Try and have clean and minimally processed foods 90% of the time. That will help you have more energy, feel better in yourself and also control how much you eat. Ultra processed foods are designed to not fill you up so you eat more. The next one is short and sweet. What's a guaranteed way to make your kids so emotionally unstable that they'll ask to eat a rock and cry when you say no? Have you guessed? Well, it's the same reason that stops dads from having energy to play football with their kid, keeping their cool when their kids are fighting, and the willpower to keep their hands out in the biscuit tin. And by focusing on this habit, you'll not only feel better in yourself, but you'll be a better person to be around too. Research shows this habit will improve nearly every single health marker. If you've not guessed already, it's focusing on sleep and going to bed at a decent hour. Now, the biggest kickback I get is that you stay up late for more me time. And I get it, but hear me out. You need me time because you're stressed from the day. But your capacity to handle stress is so low because you're tired all the time. You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But here's what happens when you go to bed and get enough sleep. The next day, you wake up feeling less tired and your capacity to handle stress is a little bigger. That day will be a little easier, you'll enjoy time with your kids more, and then your need for me time that evening won't be as high. But if you go to bed at the same time again, the chances are you'll start waking up earlier, before your kids get up, which means you'll start getting me time again. But instead of it being at the end of the day when you're so tired and all you can do is flick through Netflix and eat your way through a pack of biscuits, it'll be in the morning instead. And when you've got energy, you can actually do something that will make you feel good, like exercise, going for a walk, reading, or working on a side project. After all, working on yourself will fill your cup up, meaning you have more love to give to your family. And the final habit, what if I told you you could take a pill that would improve your capacity to handle meltdowns, deal with Karen in the office, like yourself more, sleep better, and make playing with your kids easier? Would you take it? I would. Well, it's not a pill. If I had one, I would already be making millions. Instead, you can get all of these days for just 90 minutes of exercise a week. Not all in one go. You can split this into 3 30-minute sessions. You can even train at home, just like David from earlier in the video. And that's habit 3. Train 3 times a week for 30 minutes. But what's the question you can ask yourself that will completely change your mindset? As a dad, you've probably got your eye on the future and living to see your grandkids. So most people think it's good to try and change your habits for your future self. You in 30 years time. But that rarely works. You're too far away from him, and it's too easy to skip a gym session, go to bed late, or eat a pack of biscuits for you right now than it is to not for that guy in 30 odd years. But what if you pick a future you that is far enough away to feel the consequences of your choice, but close enough to decide that it's worth doing? Well, think of these scenarios. 1 hour after eating a pack of biscuits, you're sluggish, bloated, and hating yourself. Tomorrow morning, you'll regret staying up late. An hour after a gym session, you'll be riding the wave of endorphins. So ask yourself, how will this decision make me feel in an hour's time? Or the next morning if it's sleep? Then choose appropriately. But the secret to making long-term progress lies in something called the Hawthorne effect. And I've designed a free 4-week coaching plan that uses this principle of human psychology that has helped dads like you lose 2 to 4 kilos in a month. If you want structure and guidance so you're not second guessing yourself, then click the link below this video.